Oh, good morning. Well, good morning. It's morning for me right now. Not sure when you're watching this. It is 5:58 in the morning, actually. And yeah, for those of you who uh, listen to the Great Quotes for Coaches podcast, you know that on Monday I said that I would be letting you, I would be doing this video from this spot that I come out to every morning. And well, every morning that the weather is conducive. So obviously I'm in a little different look. I'm wearing my um, poncho from Mexico that I got a couple years ago, and because it's 46 degrees, at least it was when I woke up this morning. I'm in Livingston, Montana. We get beautiful, cool evenings. Some of you might be going, cool, 46 degrees is freezing. Yeah, it's chilly, but that's why I wear this. I get up in the morning, and each morning I like to come out to this spot, as they say, if the weather is conducive, and I sit and pray and think, and I also read some spiritual types of things, just to get my day going and get me thinking, and get the day started. I've been doing this for quite a while now, reading 365 Days of Walking the Red Road by Terry Jean. It's a little every something. Wow, I opened right to June 26th, which is the day that I'm recording this, and June 27th is the day you will be seeing this, if you get it, if you open it up on the day that I send it out to you. But anyway, that's kind of kismet, or something there, right? Anyway, so I read these short kind of commentaries or spiritual ideas, whatever, and then I've been reading a series over the last year of meditations. So this one is Meditations of Ralph Waldo Emerson. The quote that I did in the podcast episode on Monday came from here, although it didn't come from Emerson. You'll hear about it in a minute if you didn't hear listen to the podcast episode. But this is a series of books by Chris Highland, Wilderness Press. Meditations of John Muir was the first one I read. Henry David Thoreau was the second one. This one's Emerson, and then I'm going to be reading Walt Whitman. As an English teacher, these are some of the people who I've taught before. I love their stuff, but also that too. That's not by a specific date, but it's different, just short meditations on life and various things, especially natural settings. Which is perfect for where I'm sitting. And I said in the podcast episode that I would show you, I would record this video from here, and I would show you my spot that I come out and sit at. So a little background, we bought this house south of Livingston, Montana. Just south of it, the town. Sits on about 3.5 acres, between 3.5 and 4 acres. We bought this 3 years ago, this coming Saturday, it'd be the day we closed on it. And the guy who we bought it from built these berms that you'll be seeing as I pan around here. You'll see part of them. And but also we have pasture over there that you'll see. In fact, you might see if one of the horses stays there, Pepe, you'll see him. We don't own the horses, somebody else does, but we let them keep the horses here on the property. And we're the end of the line for the irrigation water. And so the guy who, as I say, we bought the place from, the irrigation water comes to our property and then splits and kind of goes around. And so we irrigate our field, our pasture that way, and then the rest just goes to a barrel pit out by the road. But he found that as the summer goes on, especially later in the summer, he wasn't getting nearly as much water as he needed for the horses. So he built what's behind you, in front of me, a pond to be able to save a bunch of the water so that he could bring his horses that he had in here if he needed to. Well, it's June, and it's been a very wet month, so we haven't had that issue of not enough water. In fact, we've had way too much water. Now you'll see the pond is down a little bit because I've been diverting more of it that way. But our pasture has had 2 small lakes basically in it, so it's been way too much water. We've had a lot of rain and nobody's drawn on the water, so yeah, we're getting most of it. Anyway, all that is information that you probably didn't need, but I do want to show you this place, and then I'm going to talk about the quote a little bit, and just the concept of, what I was getting at here today. So let me pick this up. Hopefully I don't turn it off. That I did the first time. So that's the seat that he made out of the rocks here. Okay, and this is the first berm, if you will, and it's the one that's closest to the house. And you can see the berm that just kind of lines the property. And now you'll come to the pond. Well, you can see that's called the Wineglass Mountain. You can kind of see up there, it kind of has the shape of a wine glass. You see it much better from back near the town and out on I-90, because I-90 runs right through our town. So this is the pond that he built. That's, as I pan over, you'll see there's the pasture, and that's Nikki. Oh, that's Pepe, the dark one, and Nikki is the white one. You probably don't see her behind him right now. And then that's our house. He had that was the old part of the house, and then we built this addition on this past month. This past winter, and it's just about finished. Still have a few things to do, and then we're back to the street. Back to that's a road right out there, but we're back to our my spot. So hopefully, yep, I have that set, so I'll beat the screen. Yeah. So anyway, here I'm gonna adjust this just a touch. So this is the spot that I try to spend most mornings for. Usually I'm out here for about 20 minutes to a half hour, but anyway, the reason why I decided I'd do this from here today was because of the quote that I did in the podcast yesterday. It's by Friedrich Nietzsche. Okay, the podcast 2 days ago for you when you're getting this. It's by Friedrich Nietzsche. I never know, is it Nietzsche or Nietzsche? I heard it pronounced both ways. I taught a little bit of Nietzsche, not much, but I remember I think the first time I was exposed to him was a college class called Morality, Art, and Religion, a philosophy class. My favorite class I ever took. My friends Phil Jurek and Dennis Byrne from my floor. Dennis ended up being my roommate. Well, all three of us were roommates my senior year in an apartment. We all three were in that class. Phil was way into philosophy, and I liked the concepts too, but that class was one of those. We would get out, Professor Michael Gelvin was the teacher's name. God, he looked like a philosopher. But the things that he would discuss, we would discuss, and he would talk about, and the ideas that he would get us just contemplating. We would walk out of that class either nonstop talking to one another, walking all the way back to our dorm, or silent, because we were like, what did we just hear? What were we just talking about? It was so cool. It got you thinking so much. Well, Nietzsche was one of the philosophers that I remember us discussing there. And he's not the most positive guy in the world. But the sun is just starting to hit there. Maybe I'll show you again here in a minute. Anyway, but he certainly is extremely quotable. You'll see your share of quotes from Nietzsche, that's for sure. This one here's why I really wanted to do this. Is those of you who've been following me know I just a couple weeks ago unveiled my Slam Dunk Significance program that I'm trying to help bring coach education to more schools, more leagues, more teams around the nation, eventually the world, but by bridging that gap between them not having enough funds to bring in trainers and speakers to do that, by being able to help bridge that gap. And my thought was, well, there's a group of people that could really help that out, and that's professional athletes and professional and college coaches who've made it, who've done very well financially, and who would like to give back to the experiences that got them to where they got. And then I realized, well, it's not just professional athletes and coaches who've had a great athletic experience. That there are many people who've had outstanding athletic experiences who've made it and become financially successful. Maybe they would be interested in donating to something like that. So I've set up a GoFundMe page, and for right now, it's very rudimentary and basic, but I've set up a program, is what I'm calling it. It's my project, it's my mission to try to get those people who have the financial means to help donate, to help get the schools that need to provide, need coach education and athlete education, parent education, but especially coach education, to try to bring the greatest experience to kids. We have still far too many kids in this country and around the world that are not having the best of athletic experiences, and I want to do what I can to help bring that to them. And so that's why I started Slam Dunk Significance. Well, the word, and check it out at slamdunksignificance.com, please. And if you're a coach, a teacher, an AD, somebody who runs, something who can bring in these people, these speakers and trainers to help your coaches create the best experience, there's a spot for you to apply to be, a school or a team that's on that list to get someone to your school. If you're a speaker or a trainer, there's a spot for you to apply to be one of the speakers, trainers that we'd have on a list to send to schools. And then of course, if you're somebody who has the financial means to help, and you don't have to be a wealthy person, you can be anybody. We'll donate anything if you feel that it's important enough to try to create great athletic experiences for kids. We'd love to have you help us out. So anyway, there's a few different places for the different people on there on our website. Again, it's just a single page on my site right now, but it'll be changing as we start to build this, and it's just me right now, and as it starts to grow. So slamdunksignificance.com. So anyway, the word significance has been playing a huge role in the things that I've been doing. Last week I talked about coaching for significance, a great post by Bruce Brown from Proactive Coaching on our Facebook page. I'm a speaker with Proactive Coaching on the Facebook page a few years back. And so there was significance. And then throughout the book, Change Your World, that I did the series on up to that point, a lot of things about significance. And that's when I decided that's what I was going to call my project. I had a little different name in mind, and the word significance just kept coming to me and hitting me. So a lot of times at this place, all right? So this was Friedrich Nietzsche's quote that I read 2 mornings ago. Well, for you guys, it would have been 3 mornings ago, but then I did my, no, it was a morning ago. Anyway, sorry, I digress. Anyway, it was the quote that I had just read, and so that day that I recorded the podcast episode, I talked about it, because I was planning to do a different quote, but here's the quote by Nietzsche. Life consists of rare, isolated moments of the greatest significance. And I thought, oh, that's it. That happens to me all the time, but that's been happening to me in many different ways. And it's that concept of significance that I'm trying to create, helping coaches become coaches of significance in kids' lives, and helping create significant moments, rare, isolated. Hopefully they're not rare, but moments of significance in kids' lives, that they take the athletic experience, that they take the educational experience in a variety of ways, and absolutely make it something that has become something significant for them. And so those professional athletes and coaches that I was talking about, or those of you who, had the type of athletic experience that it has helped guide you in the next phases of your life. It was obviously significant. And so that's why I decided to call the mission Slam Dunk Significance, Slam Dunk being the first part of my business, Slam Dunk Success, but also, a move that, even though I couldn't ever do it, it's been a big part of my life as a basketball player and basketball coach. So anyway, the whole concept here is we want to provide kids the best opportunity to have a great athletic experience, one that is an experience of significance for them. The best way to do that is to become a coach of significance in their lives. The best way to do that is to be educated on how to do so and to focus on how to do so. And that's what I'm trying to do with Slam Dunk Significance. So like I said, thought I'd bring you out here, show you my spot, and talk about that quote while I sit here and have my coffee. I'm not going to take a sip right now while I'm on here. I'm pushing 15 minutes, so this is a longer video, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed the little indulgence that I gave you of my place here. I'm going to close. I'm going to staying up and turn around because now the sun is just hitting. The clouds back there have subsided, and you'll get to see the splendor of this place. So I will close with that. I will not be speaking as I do, hopefully for you, right? And I'll just say right now, next week, something different. We'll go in a little different direction, but I hope you come back next week. I hope you enjoyed my little slice of, our road is called Paradise Drive. This is our little slice of paradise. So I hope you enjoyed my little slice of paradise. We'll talk to you again next time. And yeah, pretty cool.